Who is he? He is me. Hi, I'm Rafi Redzwan. This is he. Here is my chance to share some amazing stories with some amazing people that are inspiring to me. He celebrates everyday people of everyday life. He revolves around conversations that inspire others to change the world and make a difference in life, with a little bit of laughter and a whole lot of drama. Join me for personal stories and experiences on health and healing, successes and failures, recovery and discovery, anything relatable, and anything in between. He elevates us to rise again and live our very best life. Just so you know, you are not alone. He is with you. You may be my Dr. Phil for Oprah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, if we ever get there, I'm Oprah and you're my Dr. Phil. Dr. Farnaz Keshavarzi shares the story behind her journey as an obstetrics and gynecology specialist trainee and her passion for educating and empowering women to care for their health. She demystifies what it means to empower women in health and opens up about what she does to ensure that empowering herself is how she can empower others. She reveals to He the challenges of being a physician and a working mother and how she copes with situations to stay fit and healthy, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Most importantly, she amplifies how a supporting partner can help women strive and try to succeed in every aspect of their lives. This is her story. Hi, Dr. Farnas Keshavarzi.
Hi.
Hi.
You got the second name right.
Yes, yes, and I love the name.
Thank
I
you.
think it's fabulous. I think it's a very fabulous name. It's
Thank
so
you, Ray.
unique and it's so like it's so
It's a
how do you say it?
mouthful.
It's mouthful, but it's also easy to know that it's you.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's a different name.
And I love to, have you over the show and really, wanting to talk about women empowerment and especially the work that you do as a physician and helping
Mhm,
women to be educated and empowered in health, and also to dive into the importance and how we can help to promote and understand the cause. And I hope in this conversation as well, it's for you to also share your journey and the challenges you face becoming a physician, a working mother, a doting wife, perhaps also a daughter, if you can share that. And I hope
mhm.
that to know how you cope with your situation, and hopefully this conversation can inspire others to, live their very best life. What is your medical training like, and why did you choose OBGYN as a specialty?
So started off. I did my international baccalaureate in Malaysia. I did it in College
Mhm,
Banting,
mhm,
and I was able to secure a spot in University of Bristol for medicine. So I studied in the UK for 5 years, and I graduated in 2015. And
mhm.
then in 2015, August 2015, to be specific, on a Black Wednesday. That's what we call it back then, when
Yeah, yeah.
medical students first embarked in their foundation training. I did my foundation training in the UK for 2 years,
Mm, mm,
and only then decided to come home for my specialist training in 2018. And that was a huge decision in my career, because I had to decide whether I wanted to do my obstetrics and gynecology training in the UK,
mhm,
or whether I wanted to do it in Malaysia. And at the time, I didn't have the experience training in the local system, and it is slightly different in terms
mhm,
of training, compared to the UK. So when I came
mm,
back, I tried my luck, and I was fortunate enough to secure a specialist training program here,
mm,
which enabled me to pursue my specialty of choice, which is OBGYN. So
yes,
why I
yes.
choose ops and gynae is because, mainly because I have a passion in women's health, and And taking into account, I also have a passion in surgery. So Ops and Gynae has a good mixture of training for me, and also
Mm-hmm.
it fits what I want out of my career. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel it's a privilege because I'm able to care for both, for women at all stages of the life, be it
Yeah.
when they're very young, like girls when they attend their menses, up to having babies, up to menopause. So for me, it was just the perfect combination. So the
Yes.
ability to empower women for their health at each stage of the life through Ops and Gynae, it's what made me choose it and what makes the specialty extremely rewarding for me.
Yes. So it took 7 years in total in the UK to get to be a doctor.
It took 5 years of medical school and 2 years
Mm-hmm.
as a junior trainee. And
Mm-hmm.
at the moment, I'm so to be a specialist trainee, you
Mm-hmm.
have to finish about 4 years of specialist training. So
Okay.
I would say roughly, including medical school, it's about 11 years to become a
Mm.
specialist. And then as
Yes.
you become a specialist, you
Mm-hmm.
train to about 3 to 4 years, depending if you're interested to do a PhD or subspec, and that can
Yes.
be, in total, uh,
In
seven,
total of
I would say 15 years. Yeah,
15 years, yeah?
yeah, it's a long training, very committed and
Yes.
sure of what you want out of the
Yes.
training.
And I'm sure you are very committed in doing that. And what does empowering women in health means to you and how do you do it?
So, women's empowerment, empowering women in health. So, women's empowerment can be defined in many ways, but in terms of health, it is
Mm-hmm.
providing the means for a
Yes.
woman to promote self awareness and their ability to make choices and the
Mm-hmm.
decisions in relation to the health. And when I talk about health, this could be related to their body, the physical health, but also even mental health. So
Yes.
when we discuss about the importance of empowering women in their health, the impact is more than just on an individual level. It goes beyond that because women are the backbone of society. They play a crucial role in the future of a country, including the economy, the workforce, and women being moms, they're also
Yeah.
the future of the younger generation. So I feel empowerment starts mainly with education, and this is where I come in as a doctor. I provide the right information to women so that a decision can be made for them. And it's not just like in my job. We don't just meet women at their adult stage. We also meet women at very young tender age, like 10 to
Mm-hmm.
12, when they obtain their menses. And if we start educating women, I mean educating girls, and providing right information from that age, it
Yeah.
creates a community, or like a woman who are well informed, and they're also proactive when it comes to their health. So from an early
Yes. Yes.
stage, it makes sure that they're able to make decision when it comes to their body, their physical
Body.
health, and their mental health. So
Yes.
this is why I feel my job, it's very rewarding, because I'm able to do this with just simply sharing my knowledge and my expertise to anyone who comes to me for consultation.
So when you choose the word empower is a very strong word. Now, how do you empower yourself on a daily basis?
So on a daily basis, for me, I make it a point every day to mentally prepare myself by starting with a good mindset to face any challenges I have when the day comes. And for me, that's empowering myself. And
Mm-mm.
I do that with reading. So I make a point, as I mentioned, providing
Yeah.
information, education is
Yes.
important. So in when it comes to my sense of empowering myself, I make it a point to educate and enrich myself with knowledge. And
Yes.
it's not just my physical health. I'm a doctor, so that comes easy to me because it's what we learn in school and what we do on a daily basis. But it's also for my mental health. So I don't just focus on taking care of myself physically.
Mm-hmm.
As a woman, We have
Mm-hmm.
routine checkups. I make sure I don't miss it, but also making sure I have my important simple routines on a daily basis. So like even as simple as drinking enough water, or
Yes.
having good skincare, or skincare routine, or doing light exercise when I can, eating healthy. So for me, this is how
Yeah.
I empower myself. I make the
Yes. Yes.
decision every day to make
Yeah.
my life as, you know, as meaningful, as productive, as healthy, both physically and mentally as I can, despite any
Yes.
challenges that I face ahead of me.
Yes. I think that is very important to actually take care of yourself. Yeah. Even a
Definitely.
simple as skincare routine. It's
Yeah.
just that, and drinking water. It's
Yeah.
so important because it's sometimes we overlook, those little things in
Yeah.
life that actually makes you healthy. And
Yeah.
I applaud for you to be able to take that time to allow yourself
Thank you.
to,
And I
you
think
know,
like all these simple things, it has compound effect,
yes,
and those are the things. It might sound not really as important as the
yeah,
bigger picture, but it is those small things that makes it better.
yes.
So for me, I find that that is part of how I empower myself.
Yes.
Mhm.
Despite all your schedule, very busy schedule, very tight training to
Mhm.
become an OBGYN specialist, you also are a mother. Now, I also have a spouse who is a working mother, and
Mhm.
I can understand how busy she gets and how sometimes she misses, little things like taking care of
Yeah.
herself and whatnot. But how do you really juggle with your demanding schedule and actually being a mother?
So as you can see, it is tough, and to
Yes,
be honest, I'm still learning every day. And
yes.
when it comes to work, uh, I think when it comes to work, I do have a strategy for work. Coping with work. I've got this three pillar belief that when it comes to work, I instill every day. Number one is having good time management,
Mm-hmm.
task prioritization, sorry, and managing stress. But
Yes.
um, I do feel that all of that, it's what I try to do every day. So I take a few minutes every night before my day begins and go through that. I
Mm-hmm.
look at my tasks, I allocate my time for each task, and I look at my schedule. So I do try to make it a point to manage my time and manage my stress. And I think stress management is very important. So for me
Yes.
personally, I do it by journaling, self reflection, reading a lot of self help books, and exercising help when I do have the time to exercise. But
Mm-hmm.
all in all, out of all the things I've mentioned, I must highlight and stress that having
Mm-hmm.
a supportive partner is one of the main reason I'm able to juggle between a demanding schedule and being a
Mm.
mom. So
Yes.
like being a doctor and being a mom is not possible if I didn't have a supportive partner. So my husband is very understanding, and he helps
Mm-hmm.
me manage my day-to-day commitments. And I'm
Yes.
sure your wife would say the same.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
you guys are our backbone, basically.
Yes. Yes. Although this is her story to tell, but I'm just
Mm.
going to lift myself up that I do really support her to achieve her dreams and to, be successful while I'm at home taking care of the family, being the head of the household, really
Mm-mm.
have my own way of juggling things. But how do you and your partner work together to raise a family and pursuing a career at the same time?
So my husband and so my husband's working as well, and we do get help when both of us are at work. But
Yeah.
he, compared to me, I have more hours, and I have like 36 hours on call. So
Mm,
I'm sometimes at the hospital, and this could be twice a week. I definitely need his help when I'm gone. But we do have a system. We lay out what we
mm-hmm,
want from
mm-hmm,
our careers and the demands that come with it, and we
mm-hmm.
highlight what we feel our limitations are, and we try our best
Yes.
to help each other overcome that. And it's definitely not easy. There are
Yes.
times where, we some things work for us, some things don't work for us, and
Yes.
it is definitely a learning process for both of
Yeah.
us to
Yeah.
learn each other and what works for both of us. And I
Yeah.
don't think we even though you've been with your partner for very long, but until
Mhm.
you have a kid, until you have more commitments than just your career and just being your relationship with each other when a baby comes in, it's definitely different. And the
Yes.
juggle, I mean, the commitments that you have with it, it can
Yeah.
compromise what you initially wanted. So you do have to have some sacrifice,
Yes.
um, for both of you to achieve your goal. And what's most important, I feel, I must stress this, that we
Mhm.
definitely do not pay attention to the society expectations of what
Yes.
each
Yes.
of us
Yeah.
should have. And I
I
feel we
agree.
can relate with this because
Yes. Yes.
we know that everyone has their own dynamics in a relationship, and
Yes.
we focus on what works for us, for each of us
Mm.
to reach our goals. And there are going to be some opinions and some views
Yes.
that may not agree to how we do things, but
Yes.
I think the fact that we are really understanding and we focus on what works,
Yes.
this what really makes us able to have that good
Mm.
balance of pursuing our career, and
Mhm.
balancing family time and even time for us, for each other. So I
Yes.
think that's how we do it, and I feel
Yeah.
like you and I can really relate on that,
Very
on
much. Yes. Very much.
society expectation. Because even
Yes.
though, yeah, I'm a mom, but sometimes working, the sacrifice I have to give at work, for
Yes.
my
Yes.
responsibility of taking care of my patient, so it demands more time for me.
Indeed.
And it
Indeed.
may not be I may not have as much time as I wish I could with my
Mhm.
family. So sometimes there is going to be, the expectation that moms have to do more.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I think that dynamic has changed a lot nowadays.
Yes. Every relationship is different. Of course, we cannot get away from societal expectations and the societal norms, be it, you know, whatever the gender role is. And for me personally, I think when you have children involved in your life, it definitely changed the dynamics, you know.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, and of course, if it works for you and your spouse, if it works for that relationship, it's easier said than done
Mm-mm.
ignore what other societal expectations have upon you, but
Yeah,
eventually you're gonna have to, like, you know what, I'm gonna just have to accept that this is the life I chose, this is what it is.
yeah,
And then if it's okay for us, if it's working, if it gets better and better as you go,
yeah,
because like you said, you learn along the way, everything just change,
definitely.
something come up and everything just change. It's just
Yeah,
like almost a
definitely.
cycle. Yeah. So I think,
Definitely.
however it is, I think a lot of people struggle, like how you struggle, trying to juggle those times at work. 36 hours
Yeah,
is long, is very long. And I
yeah.
always wonder, or sometimes, how do where do you find time to actually rest and sit down to put everything at peace sometimes? But of course, like you said, you have your ways of doing things, and then you find it
Mm-hmm.
comfortable and able to do it. And that is something that we all can applaud to ourselves when we're able to actually cope with that challenges.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, it's a learning process. And
Yeah.
I just want to highlight, like,
Mm-hmm.
as we go through life, as we learn each other, what works for us and our partner and our family, and
Mm-hmm.
the commitments and the sacrifices we make, it may also
Mm-hmm.
change over time. It may
Yes.
the
Yes.
dynamics of our roles in our relationship may also change over time because
Change.
it's so
Yeah.
malleable. So I think
Yes.
that's why I'm not too sensitive when
Mm-hmm.
maybe if like an opinion has been put on
Yeah.
me as a mom
Yeah.
on how I do things and not, because I feel like you have to just take every day and learn from it and find out what
Yes.
what you can do to improve. And I think that's the most important bit. And also I must emphasize,
Mm-hmm.
like, you staying at home taking care of your son, that's not an easy job to,
No.
being a stay at home dad. And so only people who are empathic would truly understand that whatever role you take in your relationship, you and your partner,
Mm-hmm.
there's
Mm-hmm.
no there's not no like easier role or harder role. It's just it's just different, and it's between you and your partner. So I think
Yeah.
that's really the most important thing, because your team, and we're talking about empowerment, right? So
Yeah.
empowerment also begins with besides taking care of ourselves, being educated, educating ourselves, also having good relationship as well, having a good
Yes.
partner, because that's part of
Yeah.
empowering ourselves on a daily basis.
Yes. I totally agree. And then it's not easy to be either or. I
Yeah.
think in your position and in mine, we all have our struggle. I cannot really, I mentioned this multiple times that we can never discount ourselves for the things we've experienced. And
Yeah.
despite that, I think we every day try to find ourselves along the way and learn that that's something that we may know and may not, and if we figure it out as we go, is also a journey that I think we should celebrate.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and then I think especially a person like me, I too focus on the sadness, the disappointments, the
Mm.
frustration. Sometimes me as a staying home dad, and but I also forget to focus on that I have a happy child who is in a happy
Yeah.
home. Waiting for his mom to come home and to go out together
Yeah.
after long days at work. Those little
Yeah.
things, taking care, because I think that's if a woman can empower themselves and other women, I think the spouse can also be there to also empower you.
Definitely. And
It's
yeah, definitely, I agree with
yeah,
that.
yeah. So as we move forward, can you share your thoughts or a piece of wisdom for us to make a difference in life or for anyone who's struggling?
um you
And
know just I think what's most important, when you embark on a goal or a mission in life, we need to appreciate the journey and remember that the journey is more important than the destination. And whenever you feel down, and I feel this can apply to everything, Rafi, not just work, but
yes.
like even when we're talking about the sacrifice, the commitments we make for our family, and the roles we play. Always whenever you're down, I always tell myself as well, and I share this with everyone, always begin with why.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing this, and why is this important to you? Why did you decide this? Because when you have a solid and strong why, everything else, the
Mm-hmm.
voices you hear in your head, it can be from people, it can be from you inside, any negative things, you're able to mask it out because you've got a
Yeah.
solid why. And that's the most
Yes.
important bit, to just
Yeah.
be a solid reminder of like what you've committed yourself to, or what goals you have in your mind. And
Mm-hmm.
I also have one more,
Mm-hmm.
we can say, like a thought or piece of wisdom that I really hold on to on a daily basis, is
Mm-hmm.
that you can do hard things.
Yes,
It's
we
very
can.
simple, but I really believe in it, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's because it's so simple. You can apply it in all parts of your life. Like even when we're talking about being a mom. So sometimes I get bogged down, and I'm just like, oh, am I a good mom, or am I
Mm-hmm.
can I do
Yeah.
this? Am I able to handle this? But
Mm-hmm.
I always just tell myself, you can do hard things, or even like training, you can do hard things. So I
We
think that
can. Yeah.
those three things, journey beginning with why, and you can
Yeah.
do hard things, those are the things that I instill in my mind every day, you know
Well
um
said. Well
yeah.
said. Yeah.
And I hope
Wait.
I hope that helps anyone out there who listens
Yes.
to
I,
this as
I
well.
I'm sure it does. what are your hopes and dreams?
Well, my hopes and dream, I could say, well, my hopes and dream for for myself is that
Yeah.
I do hope, for the time that I've sacrificed, and training is very long journey for all of us. As we
Hmm.
mentioned, it's about at least 11 years to be a specialist.
Yeah.
And
Very long.
I do, I'm confident with my decision, but yeah, sometimes I do have have some thoughts in my head, and I hope, whatever sacrifice I've made, especially the time I put in for my training, and sacrificing the time I've had with that I could have with my son, my family. I do hope, when
Yeah.
my family look back at the sacrifice I've made, they are proud
Hmm.
of me, and I'm sure they are. But I feel like, that is definitely one of the things in my head whenever I feel like, okay, if I have a hard day, I just hope, okay, this all will come to good, and they
Yes.
will appreciate it.
Yeah.
And my dreams is to, as like everyone else, my dreams is definitely to, to have reach my goals in career, goals in family, but most importantly, I just dream that, I just hope, like, all in all, we all have a good and happy life after,
Yes.
the journey after reaching our destination, and the commitments and sacrifice we made. So I think that's what my hopes and dreams are, like
Yeah.
achieving my goals and being happy at the end as
Be
well.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I.
Yeah, like, easily
Well. That.
easily said,
Yeah.
but ultimately, to simplify it, is basically that, we all want to achieve our dreams and our goals in life, but at the same time, we want to be happy. So
Yeah.
I think all of us are learning to find that balance of
Yeah.
striving for our goals, but also striving and also trying to find a good balance to make sure we are happy and also okay in the other parts of our life. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I love having a conversation with the people that is in the service of others, in helping people, especially empowering women, you know. And I salute in what you do. Continue to
Thank
be a
you
good
very much.
mother, a great physician that you are, and in
Thank
your
you.
life and in your future. I'm so happy to have you over this conversation. Thank you, Dr. Farnaz Keshavarzi. Thank you for listening to He. A new episode is available every Thursday, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. We'd love to hear from you. Follow me on social media at Rafi Ridzwan and at He Podcast for all the updates and behind the scenes. Once again, thank you for listening to He with Rafi Ridzwan.